Good morning and welcome to the Grey Nomad Knits podcast. You have to forgive me, I haven't been on here for quite some time. I've been a little bit ill. I developed a nasty dose of the shingles and I'm a bit out of breath. You may notice I'm still not 100%. I'm still getting those awful tingling, horrible like electrocution tingles all over my skin. I'm still incredibly sore and incredibly sleepy. But this morning I've had enough energy to get up and let you all know what's going on in my knitting life. And my lovely friend Charmaine will be here any minute and she's going to join me. So I'd like to welcome all my returning viewers and to any new subscribers. A big welcome to you all. I hope you're all well. The world is in such turmoil at the moment with COVID-19 and the dreadful war on the Ukraine. My heart just goes out to all the people affected. And you know, I'm sure there's a lot of Russian people who are really against this as well. So my thoughts and feelings to all those affected by this dreadful, dreadful war. Also here in Australia, we've had dreadful flooding on the east coast. So also sending out my thoughts to all those affected by the floods. Here in Perth, we're very lucky that we don't really get flooding. We may get a little bit at times if we get a heavy downpour, but usually within 5 or 10 minutes, it's pretty well all drained away. So we're very fortunate here. But the bad side of that is we have very hot weather here, and we're supposed to be a month into autumn now, and today is going to be 36 degrees Celsius. I think that must be about 98 degrees, I'm not sure, in Fahrenheit. So the hot weather combined with my shingles has not been very conducive to doing a lot of knitting. So since I spoke to you last, my output has been rather minimal. I pick up my knitting needles and then I get either too sore or, as soon as the knitting hits my stomach, it just sends tingles right through my body. So the knitting has been minimal, but I have managed to do a few things. So the first thing is I actually have a finished object and I can't show you it because my daughter has already whisked it off to her house. It was the little granny square runner that I showed in my previous cast, and I shall insert a photo here. Now, I based it on this book, which is The Granny Square Academy by Shelley Husband. And this is a wonderful book for beginners like me in the world of crochet. And she also has tutorials that guide you through each square. So if you're not sure of something, you can refer to the tutorial. And I found it a very easy process. Even joining the squares all went really well. For the border, I just used a combination of all the colours in the runner. And I just used plain double crochet, or in the US it's called single crochet, because I wanted a nice solid, thick, heavy border so it would sit nicely on her tabletop. She says it's beautiful. Because I've been sick, I haven't been to her place yet to see it, but I'm sure it looks absolutely lovely and she is so delighted with it. She wanted it to be in Bollywood colours because, as I've mentioned to you before, she loves all things concerned with India. She's been there twice and she wants to go again and she wants to take me with her. And yeah, she loves all the vibrancy of the colours and everything about the culture. So she wanted the colours so the colours were inspired by her love of all things Bollywood. So I was very happy with it because I am a very inexperienced crocheter, but it has inspired me to do more crochet, which you shall see very shortly. So now onto my works in progress. The first thing I want to show you is my Carenza cardigan by Jennifer Wood. It's taken me a long time, but I feel like I'm really making progress now. This is one of the things that has suffered over the case of the shingles and the hot weather. Oh, here's Charmaine, just a moment. Okay, hello Charmaine. She's here. So I'm just going to go back to what I was talking about with this cardigan. So yeah, it's been very hot to knit on this, so I haven't done a lot. There's no more growth on the back, but look at those lovely cables with the light shining on them. I just love it. And if I turn it round, so this is the Carenza cardigan by Jennifer Wood from Woodhouse Knits. You can see down each front panel there's cables. Oh, God, I'm not doing a very good job of this. Cables as well. I've finished one sleeve and it only just fits. I'm not going to pull it all the way up because it's too hot and I've got my t-shirt on. And look, it's got this lovely little pattern on the band, which is really nice. And you can see how I put some extra stitches in here to make it wider. So that's where it starts. And it's supposed to be like that all the way down. But I decided with my lovely skinny arms that I needed some extra fabric. So I did the same increases that are done on the side, because this pattern also goes down the side of the cardigan. And if I stretch that out and show you, it's an A-line cardigan, so see how it goes out? Yeah. So I've done the same thing on the sleeves to give me more fabric, and then that'll kind of match as well. So I started working on some of this the other night and I got about 5 rows in and then my stomach was prickling and it was just horrible, so I had to put it away and then I fell asleep. I never realised how much knitting at night keeps me awake, because lately all I'm doing is sleeping in front of the TV. So that's the Carenza cardigan by Jennifer Wood from Woodhouse Knits. Over to you, Charmaine.
Okay, I have some FOs.
Oh, by the way, Charmaine turned 60 today. Happy birthday, Charmaine.
Thank you. All right, this one I've just finished recently. It's...
Let's go turn this around a bit. There you go.
I'll put it up here. It's for my husband. You might not be able to see it, but I'll bring it closer. It's Alberta by Jared Flood.
If you angle it towards the light window a little bit, you can see it a bit nicer. Yeah.
It's in Bendigo yarn.
Oh, we love Bendigo yarn here in Australia.
And the colour is Cinder Fleck, and this was brought in
19 something.
2005.
So we are stash busting here, Charmaine.
Yeah, that's right.
That's beautiful.
Hubby's really happy with that one.
And vests are so great for the West Australian climate, because a lot of the men here don't like wearing thick, heavy jumpers, because even in our winter they just get too hot.
Yeah.
So this is perfect.
And this is very easy. It's done in a round right up to the top, and it's steeped armholes and the neck.
You're so clever.
Oh, it's very easy to do.
And this yarn didn't unravel much when you steeped it?
No.
That's good. That's good. Good old Bendigo.
Yeah.
It's also a very economical yarn.
Yeah, so it's really good. What's your face? I'll cut your face out.
And Charmaine and her husband like to do a lot of caravan travels like us. We're sort of curtailed a bit at the moment, but
yeah.
Charmaine's just recently been away with her caravan club, and Devon proudly modelled his newest waistcoat. Did you bring that as well?
That was the new one.
Oh, is that the one he's wearing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I'm going to very cheekily, thanks Devon, insert a photo here.
Yeah, hubby was wearing it and he wasn't very happy because it was early in the morning, and I said to him, put it on please. He goes, oh, why? And I said, I want a photo. I always want a photo of you wearing my stuff. So he put it on and he wasn't very pleased about it. But anyway, I've got the photo.
Yeah, he's not smiling, but never mind, we all love him.
Yeah.
And he turns 60 as well?
Yes, Sunday.
On Sunday. So big celebration at Charmaine's tomorrow night, but I'm too ill to go. By 6, 7 o'clock, I'm getting ready for bed.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, my next...
What's your next one?
Next one is finished. This one is
that's lovely.
Another Truly Myrtle.
I don't care if it covers my face.
It's Phoenix.
I'm so hold it up. Look at that. That's beautiful.
And that is knitted in the Ashford yarn.
Is this slip stitch colour work?
Yes.
Oh, it's beautiful. She's really renowned for that, isn't she?
Yes, definitely. So it's really good. I even put my own
Oh,
label
look.
on it, created by Crafty You.
Oh, did you make those yourself?
I actually got them made for me.
Them, yeah. Beautiful. So this is Ashford yarn.
Ashford yarn.
That's
yeah.
from New Zealand.
From New Zealand.
And that's pure wool.
Pure wool, 100%.
Beautiful. Oh,
You
that's
can't
lovely.
get the bottom colour anymore. They've changed their colour range.
Yeah.
And the top one's starting to fade out as well because they're changing that one too.
Oh.
So, and this is out of my stash.
Yeah. Charmaine has got a stash to die for. I thought my stash was big, and then I went to Charmaine's house.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's pretty big.
Yeah. That's
Because
beautiful, Charmaine.
Before I retired, I decided that I was going to buy for my retirement. So any yarn, any fibre I saw,
I kind of did the
I
same
bought.
thing.
Yeah. But I kind of did it on the big scale.
I know. And sometimes I still, when I knit something, and with all the yarn I've got, I still don't have the right yarn.
Yeah.
So occasionally I still buy something, but it's very rarely now.
Yeah, well, I bought some more yarn from Bendigo for another.
I love this.
Alberta.
If I'm going to show you the back.
Okay.
Look at how that yoke is done. Look at the difference from where that's where you do the decreases.
Yeah.
That looks stunning. That's
Yeah,
absolutely
that's
beautiful.
A lot of short rows plus
Yeah.
decreasing.
That looks absolutely beautiful. So it's just as lovely whether we see you from the front or the back.
Yep. See me coming and going.
Okay, shall I show my next thing?
Yep.
My next thing is, you're not going to believe this. It's not quite finished. I now have to give it a bit of a press and then pick up all the stitches to start the border, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do that till I'm feeling a bit better because it's going to be too much weight on my stomach. But, Charmaine, you're going to have to help me hold it up. Let's stand up. Thank God it's done. We'll go over a bit. And up.
Yeah.
There's my 2021 square that I designed myself. Just go down a bit. That one there.
Oh yeah. Upside down.
It won't be when we
Yeah.
won't be when it plays back.
It looks upside down to me.
So it's quite big.
Yeah, it does.
It's
look
hard
big.
to I'm not taking any proper photos of it till I get the border done. And I'm just going to do a plain garter stitch border. So I'll pick up stitches on the
How do you lay
two,
those upside down?
probably on the two longest sides first. I'll pick up all the stitches and do maybe, I think, 10 rows of garter stitch. So the 10 rows, as long as this, is going to give it a nice wide border,
Oh, yeah.
which I think will set it off really nicely.
Definitely.
So I'll do the two long sides and then the two short sides, and then it'll be done. I have to find a very long cable. I think I've got a 100 centimetre one in there somewhere, so I should be able to squash all
What
the
sort of
stitches.
needles are you using?
I think I used size 4 with these.
No.
Oh, I'll
Brand.
use a circular. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just using plain old Knit Picks metal ones
Oh,
for
okay.
this. So
I might have 120.
I've got a funny feeling I have too, but I'll have a look, and if I haven't, I'll let you know, because the longer the better.
Yep.
I don't want to use wooden needles because there's too much weight. So that's I didn't say, did I? It's
No.
my quarantine or COVID blanket. The squares were all designed by Arne and Carlos, and you can go onto their website, and I'll put a link in the show notes of where you can find the patterns for the squares. Not all these squares are on there because some people sent in their own designs, which, like I think the 2020 one was someone's design, and I simply changed that last 0 to a 1 for my
Yeah.
2021 one.
You need to put another one on there now. 22.
I know, but I'm not. And do you know what? I was so happy when I finished all the squares, and yesterday I was having a tidy up in the laundry, and I found half a dozen squares that I'd put in there to block. So I knitted an extra 6 squares that I didn't need to.
Make a pillow.
Oh,
front of a pillow.
I'm done with it. I'm done with it. This main yarn, Charmaine can tell you, this main colour that I've used is from Outlaw Yarns.
Is
And
that?
it's a mixture of merino and possum.
Oh yeah, that's the Outlaw one. Yeah.
Yeah. That came from New Zealand, but
Bohemia Outlaw.
that's right. But you can't get this. I don't know if they make it anymore, do they?
No.
No, so there's no point telling you all the details. I'm just hoping I've got enough left to do the border. I'll have a look and see, and if not, I'll do the first couple of rounds in one of the other colours and then finish it in the Outlaw colour.
I'll do a mixture of the colours.
Yeah, yeah. I want to keep it fairly plain because these are what the squares are the focus.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to keep the border plain, but if I have to put in another colour, I just have to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Your turn.
My turn? Okay. Since we were talking about Outlaw yarn,
this is
and in the
beautiful.
last podcast I came to, I was in the middle of it.
Yes.
It's called Outlaw. And
The pattern or the wool?
The pattern.
The pattern is
and the wool.
I always knew you were a bit of a bushranger, Charmaine. You're a bit of an outlaw.
And it's finished.
Oh, look, this is so... Actually,
I'll show you the back of it.
I think I saw this at Knit Night one night, didn't I?
So there it is. It is finished.
Isn't that beautiful? Look at that.
So that is done in
That's
parchment
lovely.
on Outlaw yarn.
Look at that. That's stunning.
Yeah, and it's...
Oh, so it's knitted that way.
Yeah. It's knitted from the centre out that way.
Oh, it's
and then
beautiful.
this way.
And
And then-
look at the sleeves.
All the border was picked up. And,
So it almost goes down like a half poncho type thing.
yeah, it's actually a shrug.
Can you put it on?
It's too hot.
I know, it's 30. Oh, I told you already. It's,
Yeah.
in case we didn't tell you, it's been a very hot summer. More days over 40 degrees, I think, than ever has been recorded before. And we're all a bit over it, aren't we, Charmaine?
Oh,
Look
definitely.
at that. That's
So
beautiful.
That's how it looks.
Yeah. And turn around. Bob down. Oh, it fits you beautifully. She needs the cold water now.
So yeah, so that's a Truly Myrtle pattern. That was the test knit that I did.
So can you find her designs on her website?
This one, yes, you can.
Okay, so trulymyrtle.com.nz.
NZ, yeah.
We'll put it in the show notes anyway, if I remember.
So yeah, so and the yarn is from Outlaw Yarn
Yep.
in Auckland.
Oh, so Outlaw's the name of the brand.
The brand,
Yeah.
the name of the shop.
Yeah.
Ethan and I never get her name right. It's Deb. Ethan and Deb.
You're going to be in trouble if I tag them on Instagram.
Yeah. Well, Ethan and Deb, that's their yarn. So I'm really pleased to have it from our cousins across the ditch.
Yes, across the ditch. We don't have across the pond here. We have across the ditch.
Yeah. So that is theirs. That's beautiful yarn. And I've got enough to make something else out of it.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Charmaine has twice as much stuff as me, so you can show another one before I
Okay.
show my next one.
All right. This one
Oh, this is stunning.
is Miss Jane. Miss Jane is one that Marie from Skeins NZ. She makes these all the time.
So Miss Jane is the pattern.
Miss Jane's the pattern.
That's lovely.
The yarn, let me have a look, is Pulse Ripple. And what's the other one? And the blue is Flight DK.
That's beautiful.
And I had a helping hand with this one. Marie helped me to
Oh, look, that's beautiful.
pick the colours.
That's stunning.
Yeah. So the
So-
pulse is this colour all the time. You just knit and
So
whatever
it's like
comes,
multicoloured.
it comes.
Yeah. It's almost a very ombre
Yeah.
effect, isn't it? That's lovely. Beautiful. And is that all knitted in one piece from one side right through to the
Yes.
other? And then you split for the... Oh, and the sleeves are done differently. Oh,
Yeah,
I
so
see.
you start
Yeah.
with the top
Yeah.
and then you pick up and you do the back.
So you start at the top and knit down to here,
Yep.
and then you pick up...
Then you
Oh.
knit off the sleeves
Oh, okay, yep.
in the round,
Yes.
and then you pick up and you go down.
Oh, I see. Ah, and so you do, these are done as decreases or increases?
Increases.
Increases. That's fabulous. Gosh, some people are clever with how they construct things. I'm still a basic old knit the front, knit the back, knit the sleeves and sew it together.
An Ethan person. Ethan loves that.
I like it because I get too hot with all this whole stuff
Yeah.
on my lap here.
I find it quicker the better. Get it over and done with.
I must be mad. I quite like sewing things up at the end.
I don't.
Okay, what am I on to? I'm on to something I've never done before.
Oh, yes.
As you know, I love watching the Fruity Knitting podcast. I've been a supporter of theirs right from almost the beginning.
I love the bag.
Oh, I know. This bag is by Bags by Awesome Granny. It came from the UK. It's one of my favourites. It's a nice big one too.
Yeah. Looks like a jumper size.
Now, not too long ago, Andrea from Fruity Knitting interviewed the amazing Alan Dart.
Oh, yes.
For those of you who don't know, Alan Dart is a renowned knitted toy maker. He makes the most amazing toys you can imagine. And her interview with him was so incredible, and he very generously offered Fruity Knitting viewers a discount for the next week or two on his patterns. So, of course, I had to purchase half a dozen.
Typical.
I've started. I've never knitted a toy before.
Guess who's got the most patterns? You.
I can't remember what part. I think this is the head. I don't know if that's the front, going to be the front or the back or what it is, but that's one part. That's the head. I'll tell you what it's going to be in a minute. Can anyone guess from the colours?
Koala, no doubt. Because that's the colour of our koalas.
This is the body. So that's somehow going to go on the top. I don't know how, but I'm sure it will all come together. And I'm using...
She's not letting me have a look.
Can you pass me one of those balls of wool out of that middle? I'm using the yarn that Alan Dart recommends, and it is an acrylic, but I think that's because it wears well for toys. And it's the Hayfield Bonus DK from the UK. And I bought this from Wool Warehouse, and they are amazing, you know. I put in my order, and even with all the postal problems, I had it within like 2.5 weeks.
Excellent.
So, you know, at the moment with all the problems with the postage services worldwide, I was so impressed.
That's quicker than Bendigo.
It's not the softest acrylic I've ever used. And in fact, my hands, I have to give them a good moisturise after, because I feel it's quite a bit like knitting with string almost.
It's dense,
Yeah.
very dense.
But it's dense because it has to be dense because it's a toy and it's going to have filling in it. So it's
still feels
A-ply,
dense.
but it's knit on like a 3-point something
but
needle.
It still feels dense in the ball.
But I think that's why he uses it for toys, because it's suitable for that purpose. So,
Let's put that one back.
okay, I'll show you it. I'm not allowed to show you the pattern, of course.
I said it was a koala.
How cute is that? He's not very big,
No,
but that doesn't matter.
if that's his...
He's not going to take long to make. I should really get on and make him while the weather's still warm, because it's not a lot of stuff on my lap. So we'll see how he is when he's finished. Is it going to be a little baby koala?
Oh, okay. Can I give him his own hat as well?
Yeah, I'm
And
doing
corks?
everything. Yeah. Those corks are knitted. Everything's knitted.
Oh, I was going to say, you better tell John to drink a bit more so he can have more pots.
Sadly, they don't use cork in wine bottles anymore.
Oh, what a bugger.
But I think that's really cute. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out.
Excellent. That looks really good.
So that's what I might concentrate on till the weather cools down a bit, I think. Okay, your turn.
Yep, okay. This is a hand-spun,
Oh, I love
hand-knitted
The
beanie.
colours are beautiful.
So how I spin is I'll have the colours there and I'll pick out...
Matches your butterfly.
Yeah. I'll pick out whatever colour I want, and then I'll do a second bobbin just picking it, not the same colour range, just however, and then I apply it. And this is what I got once I knitted it. And it looks really good. Get them off.
You are the queen of finished objects.
There you are.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's a bit big, but it's for a big head,
Yeah.
not for a little head like
Yeah.
mine.
Is that for Devon?
No, it actually will be up for sale
Oh, okay. At a craft stall.
at a craft store.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Fantastic.
And I
Those
do this
colours
quite
are
often.
beautiful.
yeah, I like the colours. I wish I had more yarn to make one for me.
Charmaine is in the Spinners Guild of WA here in Western Australia. She's so good at everything she sets her hand to.
I just work my butt off for it.
Wait till you see this. This is beautiful.
Okay, I had a girlfriend. It was her. She always gave me something for Christmas, and she said she was getting cold. So I thought, well, I'll make her a cow. Now this is number 2, but she's got number 1. This is the litmus cow.
It's like a tube, isn't it?
It's a tube. So you can put it on and twist.
What a great thing for using up some of your little bits and pieces of leftovers.
Yeah. So it's the grey here is merino silken yak, and the blue, all the colours is sock yarn, luscious sock I think it's called. You can get these kits from Dying to Knit WA, and Michelle will send it out to you. I'm not quite sure what the price is because I bought this ages ago, and I made 2 of them.
And just to let you know, Michelle from Dying to Knit Yarns has the most beautiful yarns. You should follow her on Instagram because she posts up her new yarns there. That blue one she put up the other day was just to die for.
So the pattern, Litmus Cow, is from Amy Florence Green. So it's very easy. So you start, where is it? Somewhere
is that
here.
the Amy Florence that's changed her name now?
I don't know. I started
Is she
here.
the one that had the podcast, Stranded Dyework?
Could have been.
Yeah.
Anyway, I started here.
Sorry,
and put,
she's transgender now. She calls herself Jude, Jude. Can't remember what her surname is, but that's what she goes by now.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm thinking if that was her name before, Amy Florence. So I'm guessing it was probably the.
Well, the pattern's still under Amy Florence.
Yeah.
So anyway, with this, you normally would start with a blue and you work your way down and then you finish on the grey. But I didn't like the finish.
Okay.
So what I did, if you can see it, I started with the grey and I finished with the grey. And this one looks a lot better than the first one because the first one, the colours just didn't meld in correctly.
So did you use Kitchener stitch along there?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Second time. The first time was the other one.
I think we all get a bit scared of Kitchener stitch, but it's not really that hard once you get started, is it? It's just getting in the rhythm of it.
And because I've got a whip and I brought it along, now the yarn is, of course, Michelle's.
That's from Dying to Knit. Dying to Knit?
Dying to Knit WA.
Dying to Knit WA. I will put a link if I remember.
So that's...
You have to leave me your notes.
Yeah, okay. Well, better find out what this pattern is. It's a shawl. And it's called Ashbrook by Tammy Gore. So if you can see it, it's
that's nice.
in black and white.
Yeah, tilt it towards the light a bit more. Might show it better.
There.
Yeah, that's okay.
And there's a kit for Tammy Gore's Ashbrook, and these are the colours that Michelle has picked. So it's greenware.
It's beautiful.
I've got notes there's 2 on that one. Hang on to that one up there. No, not on that one. Greenware, earthware and stoneware are the colours.
So does she sell this as a kit?
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful.
So yeah, I thought, well, I'll just finish off one of my kits I've got in my cupboard.
Got your knitting jewellery on?
Yeah, my sheep are on there. So yeah.
Got our lovely stitch markers, look. That's beautiful.
That's it for me.
Well done, Charmaine. And Charmaine has done a lot more too, but we had to limit her. I would be here for 2 days. She's an amazing, prolific knitter.
I just keep going.
Yeah.
Keeps me off the streets.
Yeah, keeps you awake because
Yeah.
Charmaine doesn't sleep at night either, so she does a lot of knitting at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
out
last
to
night I went to bed at 1:30 and I was up at 5 this morning.
And then she starts to knit as soon as she gets up. So she's a machine. Okay, next thing I want to show you is when I started crocheting the table runner for my daughter, I really started getting the crochet bug. And I bought this pattern probably about 18 months ago, I think. And it's from a place called, I'm not sure of the designer's name, but it's Hooked on Sunshine. And this is the Phoenix blanket.
No,
And-
I got Phoenix.
Yeah. Most people do these in like those cake yarns where they have all the ombre gradient colour changes, but I couldn't work out how to do. I didn't want to have it like get so big and then you start a new cake of yarn.
Yeah.
So then you have the dark stripes in more than one place. You know what I mean? I just wanted it to go from pale out to dark at the very end. So I'm doing my own colour changes. And I should have brought the other colours out to show you. I could send you down to my spare room to get them.
No.
I can go and get them actually because I can edit this out. Yeah, so I decided to do my own colours. So this is what I've done so far. And I'm so happy with it because I'm really a novice crocheter. But when I bought this pattern, you could pay a little bit extra, which also purchased a whole set of video tutorials for each section. I think when it was first released, it was like a Cowler crochet along. So there was one section released at a time and each section has its own video tutorial. And I find I need that at the start of the round to make sure I get the hook in the right place.
Oh, yeah.
Once I get it in the right place, I'm good to go. So this is how it's looking so far. I'm really, really happy with it. So I started with the white, then out to the pale grey, and now I've just brought in this dark grey, which has a bit of a plummy tone to it.
Yeah, it looks a bit purpley.
Yeah. So then the next, so that's, where did I put that grey?
On the floor.
That's the purple. Oh, maybe I didn't bring it over. It doesn't matter. So after the grey, I'm going into this colour, and then this will be the last colour. So I think that'll
Bendigo cotton.
or Bendigo. It's 8 ply.
Yeah.
So this is Bendigo that we keep talking about is a place called Bendigo Woollen Mills in the town of Bendigo in Victoria. So this is their labels. So this is their 8 ply cotton. They have a beautiful range of colours. They have cottons and wools and wool blends. And sometimes they run particular types of yarn just for a certain time, don't they?
Yeah.
Charmaine's got a lovely one on order at the moment that she's going to make another vest for her husband in, and it's such a pretty colour.
Northern Lights, it's called.
Northern Lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you get on bendigowoolenmills.com.au and look up the what's the range? Can't remember.
Something glow. Midnight or moon glow.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's going to be beautiful. So yeah, so these are the cottons I'm using for this. I've no idea how big it will be when it's finished, but I'm just loving it at the moment. I actually think one in just one colour would also be really nice.
Yeah, well, if I pull my finger out and finish putting all my squares together, I've got a parchment crochet blanket.
Oh, okay. I'm sort of telling myself I'm not going to do any more now on this till I get the border done on my quarantine blanket. So I've put this away just for a little while, but you know what? You think, I might just start it and just do a few rows.
Yeah.
And then this gets really addictive.
It does. Crocheting does.
Really, especially when you want to change colours, so you just want to keep going so you can get to your next colour change.
It'd be like this.
Yeah. But I can't do it for too long, so I get a sore shoulder. I get really sore up here.
Yeah.
So I have to be careful and make myself only do maybe not more than 2 days in a row of crochet. So that's that one. And then the last thing I've made, and these are going to go in my shop when I get it up and running, is my last of these that I'm going to do. I've still got the ends to sew in. And see that little plastic container there on the top with the buttons? I'll show you the buttons I'm going to put on. So this is another market bag. And I've got a plastic thick liner I'm going to put in the bottom just to give it a bit more stability. And then I've put these little loops on, which you can put over the top. And then I've got these buttons.
I could try and get one out for you. No, it's not going to come
Doesn't
off.
matter. I just thought let's have a bit of bling. So I bought 2 of these.
Looks good.
I think they're going to look good because it'll pick up all the colours I think that are in there.
Yeah.
So these bags are designed by Krista from The Secret Yarnery, and I just love them. I love how you can just blend in whatever colours you want.
For someone who can't crochet or just started, you're doing very well.
Well, the thing is, Krista also has video tutorials for this bag. And like I said, it's just, this one's done in rounds, not rows. And as long as I get my hook in the right place at the start of a round and slip stitch the round together in the right place, finish in the right place as well and not slip an extra stitch in there, I'm okay. And that's where I find once I start the row, I don't need the tutorial till I get to the end of the row.
Yeah, that looks really good.
So, and I'm sure there's loads of mistakes in it, but I'm actually really enjoying crochet, and I think it's because it's been so hot here this summer that
hot's not the
crochet
word.
Doesn't seem to make me as hot as knitting does. So that's it for all the knitting and crochet content. And as usual, I like to give my daughter's business a plug. So
she's got beautiful stuff.
So her shop is called Miss Melrose Art. She had her first market stall 2 weeks ago, and she didn't sell a lot, but she sold a couple of things. And I think the problem was with this, COVID has really only just taken off here in WA, and I think a lot of people, they'd brought in all these restrictions, so they could only have so many in there. It was an indoor market, so they could only have so many people in at any one time. Plus you all had to be masked up. And I think a lot of people are very nervous about getting out and about at the moment, so they didn't have that many people there. It's also a very new market, this one, and the advertising, could be better. And I'm sure as they do more, it will get better. But it was a great experience for her. I've bought this, my nephew, who's in his early 40s, has just bought his very first place.
Oh, yeah?
He's rented all his life, and he's just bought an apartment down the road here in Joondalup. So I bought one of Michelle's prints as his housewarming present. So when I'm feeling better, I'm going out to buy a frame for it, and look at this.
It's beautiful.
Now, she actually uses real plants to do this and then paints on top of the plants or something. I'm not quite sure how she does it. She does all her backgrounds, and then she gets the plants on them and does all the artwork on the plants, and then she scans them. She gets them printed on really good quality poster paper, and look, they're beautifully packaged all in this cellophane-y stuff. That's her business card down there. And so that's one of hers. That's going to go into a nice white frame, and I actually sent my nephew the link to her Etsy shop and let him pick out which one he liked. I thought he would pick this one, and he did.
Yeah.
So, and it came beautifully packaged. There's all thick cardboard on the bottom. So I was absolutely delighted with that.
Yeah, well, because it's my birthday, and Miss Muffet here decided to give me a lovely card. There you are. That's what it looks like. It's one of Miss Melrose Art's as well.
It's a nice thick card.
Yeah, it's very thick. So
Charmaine can colour that in and then frame it and hang it up and keep it.
Yeah.
Seeing as it's your 60th.
Yeah. So I really like it, and I'm really happy that her daughter has got beautiful stuff in there as well. I've been looking at it, but I'm not really into plants and things. I'm more sheep and that.
Yeah.
But I still love her work.
She's hoping to get some numbered cards in for like 70th birthday, 60th birthdays, what have you, because they are more the cards that people like to keep.
Yeah.
This is another one of her cards. Sorry about the plastic wrapping. So for a special birthday or a special occasion, it's just a really nice gift. You could put in a couple of colouring pencils with it.
Oh, yeah.
I think she's actually going to start soon she's at the moment researching non-toxic colouring in pencils so that she can...
I've got plenty of pencils at home.
And that's another one. Her designs are all inspired from her travels to the Middle East and to India.
I like that one there.
This one? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
lovely in the pot with it's got elephants on the pot. Yeah. When she was in, I think it was India, I'm not 100% sure, all her travel group were heading off to some place for some fancy breakfast or whatever. No, not her. She went down to the creek to watch them washing the elephants.
Excellent.
And
I
met
would
this
too.
lovely family there who took her for their second breakfast.
Ah,
I'm not
excellent.
quite sure what the story was, but yeah, so I I think elephants will probably feature in quite a few of her designs. Yeah, so that's her Miss Melrose Art. It's an Etsy shop, and I'll put the link in my show notes. And I'd also just like to say that I think it was after my last podcast, she did get a buyer from someone watching this podcast. So whoever that was, a big thank you. It's a very small business at the moment, but she's really keen to build it up. So every sale is very precious to her at the moment. So if you do purchase anything, leave a little note to say that I saw you on your mum's podcast.
Yeah.
And then she can get down on her hands and knees and thank me forevermore.
Yeah, no, she wouldn't do that.
Well, I think that's just about it, Charmaine.
Yep,
Have you
I've
got
got
anything
nothing.
else? No?
No.
I'm hoping to be well enough to have quite a bit more to show you. You probably won't be back on here till after Easter. We're going to go down to our friend's place at Denmark for Easter. We did go down there recently for the long weekend.
We're going to Gamelling.
In the caravan.
Yep.
Oh, shut up. Our caravan's got to go in and have a repair done. Part of the back end where the spare wheel is, because it's been so hot and it's been sitting on our driveway, the seals have all melted and it's coming off.
That's unusual.
I know, but it's all good. They're fixing it. So it's going in, I think,
Excellent.
on the 2nd of April. John's taking it over and it's going to get fixed. And we have bought a cover now so that when we're not using it, we can keep a cover over it.
I see that.
That'll be fun. Be fun doing that on a full height outback.
Definitely.
Only 2 ladders. But yeah, so we went down to Denmark for the long weekend, and I spent most of it on my bed asleep because it was only 2 weeks after I got this horrible illness. And all the lovely nighttime socialising we were supposed to do down there, I left them all to it. I was in bed by 9 o'clock each night. But we're going back down for Easter, so I'm hoping I'll be a little bit better. We're learning how to feed all their animals because they're hoping to go to America for a few weeks next year sometime, and we're going to go down an animal sit. So
animal feeding will be great.
yeah. I've got a few pictures of the animals and some videos. I'm not sure if I showed them the last time or not, but I'm going to put them here at the end of the video. So if you've seen them before, I apologise. I'll blame the tablet someone. And so we'll see you all sometime after Easter. So take care, stay safe, and happy knitting. Bye.
Bye.